The Chicago Bliss suffered a devastating loss 3 weeks ago against LA. They look to bounce back tonight as they host the Las Vegas Inn in a crucial Western Conference matchup. It's all next on LFL Saturday Night Football. You are looking at downtown Chicago, Illinois, where tonight the 0-1 Chicago Bliss look to get back into the race for the Midwestern Division as they take on a highly anticipated Las Vegas team. Hello, LFL Nation, and thanks so much for joining us. Alongside Bobby Hugo, I'm Van Allwright. And Bobby, another outstanding matchup on the schedule tonight as the Las Vegas Inn make their 2013 debut against a Chicago Bliss team that is loaded with talent.
The Chicago Bliss have everything you're looking for in a championship offense, and their head coach is one of the best. Keith Hack knows every aspect of football, and he can motivate the team better than anybody. At quarterback, you also have one of the best, Heather Rockstar Furr. She's the sort of leader that a team can rally around. And the most exciting part about this offense is the playmaker, Crisdell the Ferrari Harris. She's absolutely electrifying out of the backfield. With all this talent, Chicago has no excuse to let another game go, Vanderl.
The Bliss do have a tough matchup on their hands against a Las Vegas team that has plenty of talented veterans, led by all-fantasy quarterback Nikki Johnson, anxious to continue her LFL success in her 2013 debut.
Nikki's go-to target is the prototype wideout, Cassandra Strickland. At 5'11", 155, Strickland has all the tools to be the most feared receiver in the game, Vanderl.
Every reason to believe this is going to be an offensive shootout. And for more on what Chicago needs to do to slow down the Las Vegas Inn, we take you down to the field and the third member of our broadcast team, Lisa Ligon. Lisa.
Thanks, Van Earl. Well, a few weeks ago, we saw just how much intensity Chicago brings to the field. The problem is, it seems like a lot of their energy tends to go into unsportsmanlike conduct instead of making plays. The defensive ends, Yashi Rice and Chantel Taylor, need to stay out of the drama and instead funnel that aggression to go after Nikki Johnson, their quarterback. If they can keep the pressure on her and limit her time in the pocket, then they might just go home with their first win of the season tonight. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lisa. LFL fans, we are moments away from kickoff. It's the Las Vegas Inn taking on the Chicago Bliss. Kickoff is next. Welcome back to Chicago, where we are about to kick it off. Let's quickly go down to the field where our own Lisa Ligon is with the Chicago Bliss running back.
Thanks, Van Earl. Now, Crisdell, you're coming to this game with your back against the wall at 0-1. Is this a must-win for you?
It's a must-win. No exceptions. No exceptions. We're going to win. We better not lose.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thanks, sir.
Back to you guys.
You heard it, Van Earl. Crisdell Harris guaranteed to win tonight, and somehow Vegas is going to have to figure a way out to stop her.
Vegas is ready to go. Chicago and Laura Peterson ready to go. Chicago wearing the home blue. Vegas in the road white uniforms. Amber Wilson will handle the kicking duties for the visitors from the desert. Chicago looking to protect their sparkling home record of 4 wins against just 1 loss. We are underway for Saturday Night Football. Shalina Taylor with the return at her own 2. All kinds of space. Look at her go before a touchdown-saving tackle. Wow, what a great return by Shalina Taylor.
Van Earl, unbelievable first play right here. Taylor gets the ball. 1 missed block right there by Vegas. She almost takes it coast to coast. The kicker, Amber Wilson, saves 6. What a start for Chicago.
A return of 37 yards. Heather Furr all excited. about the outstanding field position she and her offense will have on their first possession. Last time we saw Heather Furr, she was getting beat up. Under pressure all night against LA. We had the chance to talk to Heather about protection before tonight's game.
In game one, the protection on the offensive line was a little shaky, and in this game I know we've really worked on that, and with more protection I'll feel a lot more comfortable in the pocket, and Vegas is really going to have to watch out.
They made two big changes up front with Marwick and Di Silvestro up front, Vanderl. They need to play big for Heather Furr.
Hand off to Christelle Harris on first down. Bliss meets Chicago's starting offense.
Dina Fagiano, tight end. Marguerite Silvestro, center. Jamie Barwick, offensive line.
Meredith Mulford, wide receiver.
Allie Albert, wide receiver.
Dale Harris, running back.
Heather Furr, quarterback.
That inexperienced line has to play big tonight, Vanderl.
2nd and 6, and again, Christelle Harris walking into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Just 2 plays from scrimmage, and the home team is on the board.
Sensational start for the Bliss. A basic handoff right there, giving it to Ferrari. A missed tackle and a hold right there. It didn't look like they called it, but she walked into the end zone.
They missed that bear hug of a hold, no doubt. And now Chicago lines up for the points after. What a fantastic start to this game for Heather Furr and Chicago.
Dina Fagiano, she got away with a big hold right there. I don't know how the ref missed it, but it's 6 points for Chicago.
Heather Furr working from the shotgun for the conversion. Looking to throw it right side. Now tucks and runs. And met by a host of Vegas players. The conversion fails, but Chicago jumps out to the early lead.
A great play by Maria Palacios off the corner, comes up, stops Heather Furr for getting in, but Chicago jumps out early, 6-0.
That'll be the turn of the visitors from Las Vegas. Heather Furr now jumps on the defensive side of the football. As Chicago looks at, hey, there's Pablo, he's in the house. As Vegas takes the field, let's meet their starters offensively.
Stephanie Henderson, center. Jansen Bray, tight end.
Maddie McCoy, tight end.
Cassandra Strickland, wide receiver.
Kelly Schrader,
Wide receiver. Carmen Borso, running back.
Nikki Johnson, quarterback.
I expect a big game from Nikki Johnson. She's the field general out there. A lot of people think she's the number 2 quarterback in the LFL.
On first down for Vegas, they hand it off to Carmen Borso, a gain of 6 yards. Out to the 16-yard line before being stopped by Shalina Taylor.
Carmen Borso, she's got great speed and power. She came over as a free agent from Los Angeles. They'll go to her a lot tonight, Vanderl.
2nd and 4 for Las Vegas. As they work from their own 16-yard line, Johnson, the handoff to Cassandra Strickland left side, picks up a couple of yards. Let's meet the starters defensively for Chicago.
Chantel Taylor, defensive line. Tracy Barnes, linebacker. Yashi Rice, defensive line.
Laura Sticks Peterson, safety.
Kim Perez, cornerback. Allie Albert, safety.
Heather Furr, safety.
Watch out for Yashi Rice tonight, the sister of All-Pro NFL defensive end Simeon Rice.
3rd and 1 for Las Vegas, but they find a lot of running room straight up the middle as they hand it off to Carmen Borso. She picks up 6 yards out to midfield. Good enough for a first down for Vegas.
Carmen Borso, she's not flashy back there. She's a strong, big back, and she'll get tough yards. 6 yards right there. Look for her to get the ball locked tonight.
1st and 10 for Vegas from midfield. Nikki Johnson, pass over the middle and caught by Kelly Schrader. A gain of 16 yards, good enough for another first down. Vegas on the move.
Nobody spins the ball better than Nikki Johnson. Poise in the pocket, 8-yard hook. Right there, Kelly Schrader, yards after the catch, 8 more yards. Great play by Nikki Johnson and Schrader.
Well, Schrader is a new weapon for Nikki Johnson, Bobby, and she should really compliment Cassandra Strickland on the other side of the field. It's now 1st and goal for Las Vegas. From the 9-yard line of Chicago, they hand it off to Borso, but Yashi Rice comes up and throws Borso for a loss.
Yashi, incredible right. She has a good attack off the edge as anybody. Her swim technique is unstoppable, Vanderl.
And her great play on defense push Vegas back 3 yards, so it'll be 2nd and goal, but this time from the 12. And a whistle stops play. Looks like a false start on Vegas. Our referee for the night is Tony Lombardo.
Van Earl, I know it's Vegas' first game, but a penalty at Chicago's 12-yard line is a huge buzzkill that really can affect Las Vegas' momentum. Coach Cap's got to be beside himself.
After they got down to the 9-yard line, they lost 3, and then they got backed up 5, so now they're working 2nd and goal from the 17. Johnson looking to throw, looking for Schrader, caught, complete. A gain of about 5 yards back down to the 12-yard line. Our first chance tonight to check out Las Vegas after coming up just 1 game shy of the LFL championship last season. New team, new coaching staff, and we talked to Nikki Johnson about the changes.
We're an entirely different team. I think we got more athletes, we have a better coaching staff, so we're way more prepared. And so I really think we're going to make it to the championship for sure.
Nikki Johnson, just a pure passer. Let's see if Coach Cap and Johnson can make it to the championship this year, Van Earl.
Right now, Johnson and Vegas facing a 3rd and goal. Looking to go to the air again. Incomplete. Intended for Maddie McCoy.
Van Earl, you don't see that much. Nikki Johnson had Maddie McCoy open. She short-armed it. It came up a couple yards short, but they could have had a big play there.
Nikki Johnson and Vegas started this first offensive possession of their new season pretty well, but they have stalled here in the red zone with a penalty, a loss, and now an incomplete pass, and now it's a 4th down for Las Vegas. Looking to reverse, but the pig drops to the floor, picked up by Chicago's Yashi Rice. Chicago takes over, and they do so right at midfield.
They try to run the reverse to Strickland. A bad handoff, the ball goes down. Who else but Yashi Rice comes up with it. Huge turnover for Chicago.
Chicago football when we come back. So Heather Furr and Christelle Harris get their 2nd chance on offense for the home team here in Chicago after the Las Vegas fumble. 1st and 10 for Chicago. The handoff to the Ferrari. Right side, bobbles the football, able to hold on to it, and picks up 8 yards. Let's meet the starters defensively for Vegas.
Jenny Yukic-Gardenhire, defensive end.
Danica Brace, middle linebacker.
Candace Solar, defensive end.
Amber Wilson, cornerback.
Maria Palacios, defensive back.
Raquel Krause, strong safety. Sandra Strickland, free safety.
Danica Brace, a long-time 4-year veteran. She needs a breakout season this year, Van Earl.
Handoff to, oh my! Amber Wilson just cleaned out Allie Alberts on that tackle right there.
Unbelievable play by Amber Wilson. Watch this. She didn't go for the fake. She flattens Allie Alberts. That's 2 hits like that. Last week she got hit by Ashley Salerno. This week it's Amber Wilson. Wow.
Loss of 1 yard on the play for Chicago. Backs them up to the 20-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3 for the Bliss. That was a hit we felt all the way up here.
That was incredible. Thank God we're up here in the booth. What a hit by Amber Wilson.
Heather Furr and Chicago now facing a 3rd and 3. The pitch and then the end around, but they dropped the ball. Laura Peterson put the pig on the floor, and now a terrible loss by Chicago.
Van Earl, that play was actually there. Stix Peterson, if she could have hold the ball, the whole Vegas defense was coming to the left. It was there, but they couldn't execute the handoff.
A loss of 13 yards on that play, and now it's 4th down for Keith Hack and the Chicago Bliss. He is frustrated right now. Christelle Harris also feeling bad after that mishandling of the handoff to Laura Peterson on the end around.
That's been their problem, Van Earl, putting the ball on the ground. That killed them against Los Angeles. They're doing it again tonight.
4th and 16, quick snap to Heather Furr, looking to throw, looking for Christelle Harris, complete and caught. Harris breaking a tackle, breaking 2 tackles, getting it down inside the 15-yard line.
Great poise in the pocket by Heather Furr. She was getting pressure out of the backfield. Christelle Harris, just a dump over the middle. A great block by Di Silvestro, breaks Harris free almost for 6. Great 4th down play by Heather Furr.
Gain of 19 yards, and just to add to Chicago's already impressive offense, number 3 in the LFL right now. What they got to do, though, is quit putting the football on the ground.
Turnovers that killed them. They're averaging 150 yards per game, 85 on the ground and 65 in the air.
1st and 10 after that great play and great display of poise by Furr, and then a great run after the catch by Harris. 1st and 10 from the Las Vegas 14 for Chicago. Keeping it on the ground, putting it in the hands of Chrisdell Harris. Another strong run by Ferrari. She's in. She's in the end zone. Another Chicago touchdown. Chrisdell Ferrari Harris.
Van Earl, Ferrari Harris is simply playing at a different level than anyone in the LFL this year. She can score points quicker than Steph Curry can. I cannot believe how easy they're scoring on Vegas tonight. Sweep right to Harris. Great blocking up front by Balrick and Di Silvestro. Harris walks in for 6. She's handling the ball like a loaf of bread, though. She's got to tuck it and carry it high and tight, Van Earl.
And you think she would have learned by now how important it is to protect that football. Final seconds of the first quarter here. Chicago may be challenged to get the snap of this conversion try off before the horn sounds here at the end of the first quarter. There's the horn right there. Chicago will try for the conversion after we come back. They lead at 12-0. There's Las Vegas head coach Jeremiah Captain. Lisa Ligon is down on the field with Chicago's top wideout.
Thanks, Van Earl. Now I'm here with Allie Alberts. Now, it looks like you got over your concussion. You guys are off to a great start. Tell me how you're feeling right now.
I feel fantastic. I mean, obviously I can take a hit and I can get back to you too, so I'm looking forward to keeping on doing that. I mean, I got hit a couple of times there. I'm totally fine with it. I just want to go out there and play.
Good luck. Back to you guys.
Van Earl, she is showing no signs of that concussion tonight. I'll tell you what, though, Coach Hack, he loves to win so much. He is so intense. He hates mistakes like they had against Los Angeles. The ball going down on the floor, I love his intensity.
Gotta love that man's intensity, and it never goes below 10. We start the second quarter here with Vegas trying to deny Heather Furr and Chicago on the conversion play after Chrisdell Harris's second touchdown of this game. Chicago going for 2, and they're working from the shotgun. Pass was complete, but the attempt was denied by the Vegas defenders, so Chicago's lead of 12-0 will remain.
They tried to get the ball out in the flat right there to the Ferrari, but Vegas's defense for the first time tonight showed up and did not let them in for the conversion.
So now Las Vegas will take over on their second offensive possession of this game. Again, this is the season opener for the Las Vegas Sin. Nikki Johnson, their quarterback, trying to rally her troops, quickly down 12 points to the home team here in Chicago. 1st and 10 for Las Vegas. Keeping it on the ground, handing it off to Carmen Bourseau, right up the middle, and a gain of 5 yards.
I formation, Van Earl, basic handoff. Bourseau's into I formation, goes right up the gut. Good blocking by Stephanie Henderson. Danica Brace took a hit, though. She's down.
She is down, and she is in some pain. Keith Hack taking this opportunity to give some instructions to his defense, but the concern is for Danica Brace, still down flat on her back on the field, now able to sit up. And looks like she's going to be all right.
She took a shot, Van Earl. I hope she's all right. She looks good. I mean, there she is jogging away. That's good sign. Very good sign.
For Brace and the Las Vegas Sin. They picked up 5 yards on the last play. A run by Bourseau. So now they'll be facing a 2nd and 5 from the 15.
Nikki Johnson has to come up with something right here. She's an offensive machine, but right now Vegas hasn't done anything, Van Earl.
And that's due to Heather Furr and the Chicago defense. There goes Danica Brace, not able to continue, going to the Vegas bench after that injury on the previous play.
Heather Furr has the crowd going tonight. She looks like a different quarterback than that game against Los Angeles.
2nd and 5 for Nikki Johnson and the Las Vegas Sin, working from their own 15-yard line. Johnson taking the shotgun snap. Quick hitch pass, complete to Kelly Schrader. A good gain of 9 yards and good enough for a first down.
Just a quick screen to Kelly Schrader. Nikki Johnson called all her plays as the offensive coordinator in LFL Canada, Van Earl. Her pre-snap reads are the best in the league, and that's why she led the league in passing last year.
First and 10 for Johnson and the Sin. Working from their own 24-yard line. Again, the shotgun, and again, Johnson looking to go to the air. Looking one more time to Kelly Schrader. Pass falls incomplete, but a flag down on the play.
Allie Alberts coming up from the secondary, hit Kelly Schrader. She would have been 0 for 6, but she got there too quick.
Looks like it's going to be pass interference on Alberts and Las Vegas. Again, our referee for the night is Tony Lombardo.
Allie Alberts is a promising rookie. She plays on both sides of the ball. Great when she got there a little bit early on that play, Vanderl.
The pass interference penalty was against Allie Alberts. Good pickup of yardage for Las Vegas. They will have another first and 10, this time from the Chicago 16-yard line. Keeping it on the ground, handed off to Bourseau again. Another big pickup on the right side. A gain of 7 yards down into the red zone to the 9-yard line of Chicago.
Bourseau is running strong tonight. Interestingly, Van Earl, her coach was a running back who just got signed by the Buffalo Bills. Frank Summers coached her up a lot on running the ball. Now he's in Buffalo.
Nikki Johnson taking the shotgun snap for Vegas, and again they hand it off to Bourseau, who gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, Las Vegas, able to finally get on the scoreboard here in Chicago.
It looks like Carmen Bourseau doesn't need Coach Summers anymore. She's running incredible tonight. Great blocking up front. She takes it in for 6. And more importantly, she gets Vegas on the scoreboard. Now we got a ball game, Van Earl.
Absolutely. 9-yard touchdown run by Bourseau, cutting Chicago's lead in half. Heather Furr and the Bliss now lead it 12-6. Lining up for the conversion and the points after the touchdown. Johnson takes the shotgun snap, play action, rolling right, looking in the end zone. Pass a little too high, caught by one of the fans. They're part of the action now, but the attempt on the conversion is no good, so the score will remain 12-6. Pretty good catch, Moses.
Does that count, Van Earl? Great bootleg. Nobody was open, but the guy was. Should count for 1.
I don't think they're going to add to Chicago's point total because he is a Chicago fan. So Heather Furr and the Bliss offense takes over. First and 10, working from their own 10-yard line. Harris in the backfield behind Furr. The handoff to Harris. Cuts back inside, picks up positive yards, a gain of 6 out to the 16-yard line.
A great kick-out block by Dina Fagiano. I got to hand it to Coach Hack for making the changes in the offensive line. Jamie Warwick and Margie DiSilvestro are playing great tonight along with Fagiano. The line looks great, Van Earl.
Indeed they do, and Christelle Harris reaping the rewards of those changes to Chicago's offensive line. 2nd and 4 for the Bliss, and again they put it in the belly of Christelle Harris. And again another positive run for the Ferrari for Chicago. An 8-yard gain, good enough for a first down.
The only motor that I know that runs as high as Christelle's is a G5. I'll tell you what, this girl is strong tonight. I would have her in my backfield anytime, anywhere.
And you got to wonder, why not just let her run the ball every play? Because so far, every time she's run it, it's been a positive play for Chicago. Right now, they're right at midfield, and they're facing a 1st and 10. The play action to Harris. Furr looking to throw, looking down the middle. Incomplete, intended for number 1, Allie Alberts.
I like the first down call by Coach Hack. Everybody in the Sears Center thinks that Ferrari's going to get the ball. Then he takes a shot down the field to Allie Alberts. Heather Furr had her open. She just overthrew it. Great call, though, by Coach Hack.
Now a 2nd and 10 for Furr and the Bliss offense. Great on these LFL broadcasts, you can hear the play being called in the huddle. Furr working the option, keeping it herself and picking up yards. 7 yards to be exact, getting it into Las Vegas territory and down to the 19-yard line.
Van Earl, that's the same play, the speed option that they fumbled the ball, a key fumble against Los Angeles. Heather Furr ran that straight down the line, read the defender, cut up. That's the way you run an option.
Got to wonder where the Vegas defense is, because Chicago seems to be running at will and moving the ball at will here in the second quarter in their own building. A 3rd and 3 from the 19. Again, the handoff to Harris. Right side this time. Look at him break that tackle. Move the pile and get it all the way down to the 10. What a run by Chris Dell, the Ferrari Harris.
Van Earl, she does not stop her motor. She keeps going. Watch this blocking. Good blocking again up front. She gets hit. She doesn't stop. She runs over 3 Vegas players right there. Incredible. Vegas can't tackle her.
Super strong run by Christelle Harris, and she has been the offense for Chicago. 56 yards already on the ground on just 7 rushes. That's an average of 8 per carry. Well, there's Danica Brace down on the field again. Remember, she was shaken up on the previous series, and Keith Hack taking the opportunity while there's an injury timeout to go over instructions. Boy, I think the previous injury to Brace might have been more serious than first believed.
Absolutely, Van Earl. She was one of the only girls making tackles tonight for Las Vegas. If she doesn't come back, that's going to be a huge loss.
Absolutely. That would be a really big blow for the Vegas defense. Meanwhile, Heather Furr and the Chicago offense continues to roll on this possession, now facing a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They hand it off inside to Allie Alberts. A modest gain on the left side, maybe a gain of 1 yard into the red zone. Chicago continuing to get it done against Maria Palacios and the Vegas defense.
Van Earl, I'll tell you, Maria Palacios is having a great game tonight. She's a solid tackler. She doesn't fall for the fakes like that. She comes up from corner. I love the way she's playing.
The Vegas bench worried and concerned because they don't seem to have an answer defensively for Chicago right now. Heather Furr with the play call in the Chicago huddle. It's a 2nd and goal situation for Chicago from the 9. Low snap. Furr looking to throw. Scrambling around. Looks like she's going to tuck and run. No, stops and throws. Finds a wide open receiver. Touchdown, Chicago. Allie Alberts broke free. Furr spotted her. Touchdown, Chicago Bliss.
What a play by Heather Furr. That's why she was the LFL MVP a couple years ago. There's nothing here, Van Earl. She's making this all on her own out of nowhere. Allie Alberts breaks free. Heather Furr, not a great pass, but gets the job done.
Really good catch by Allie Alberts. A lot of improv on that play by both Alberts and her quarterback. And the Bliss fans here in Chicago are loving what they're seeing. Their team in blue is on fire right now.
This team looks completely different than they did against Los Angeles. No mistakes. Instead of mistakes, Heather Furr is making plays happen.
Chicago now leads at 18-6 after their 3rd touchdown of this first half. They've got to be just overflowing with confidence. Christelle Harris doing a great job toting the pig. Heather Furr taking the shotgun snap on the conversion. The fake to Harris. Furr racing for the corner. But a big hit right at the goal line denies the attempt after the big hit by number 4, Kelly Schrader of Las Vegas.
Kelly Schrader came out of nowhere. Looks like Keith Hack's going to challenge it, though. He thinks Heather got in. He's going to ask Furr if she got in.
They were lined up for the 2-point conversion, not just one. Keith Hack's not too sure if he should challenge.
She's right there. She's at the line. The ball is not over. That's a good non-challenge right there by Coach Hack. She did not get in the end zone.
And it looks like Coach Hack will not throw the challenge flag. Chicago leads at 18-6. 2 minutes remain in the first half. Head coach Jeremiah, captain of Vegas, trying to rally his troops. Let's check in with Lisa and the other head coach.
Thanks, Van Earl. Now, Coach Hack, it looked like you were about to challenge. Why didn't you do it? And what's different about this team tonight?
We're motivated. That first game really woke some people up. So now they know what it takes to win in this league. So hopefully we can keep it going.
And why didn't you challenge that? You're about to.
It was too close. We saw it on the replay, and it was just too close.
All right, well, thank you for that, Coach. Back to you guys.
Smart call by Coach Hack. Heather Furr did not get in the end zone. He saw the replay, wasn't in. He didn't make the call. Good job.
2 minutes remain in the first half. Nikki Johnson and Las Vegas takes over. 1st and 10 for the Sin, working from their own 10-yard line. Johnson from the shotgun, looking to throw. Plenty of time. Deep down the middle. Oh, picked off. Intercepted by Heather Furr and immediately tackled by Kelly Schrader. But another turnover in this ball game. Heather Furr with a huge pick.
Nikki Johnson did not get intercepted all last season, Vanderl. She had all kinds of time trying to throw a deep post pattern there. Got picked off by who else? Heather Furr. Nikki Johnson not looking like herself right now.
Not a very good throw by Nikki Johnson. Way underthrown, intending for Kelly Schrader. So one play for Vegas and Chicago, and Heather Furr grab the football back and now have an excellent opportunity to score again before halftime. Keeping it on the ground. Harris, right side. Look at the strong run again by Christelle Harris. A gain of only 3 yards, but still carrying tacklers with her to the ground.
Vanderl, Coach Cap's got to change something up on defense. They cannot bring Harris down. They might have to spy a couple players on her and try to make Heather Furr throw the football because they cannot stop the Ferrari.
Play call by Heather Furr for the Chicago offense. A 2nd and 7 for the Bliss. Furr in the shotgun. Whoa, direct snap to Christelle Harris. Looked like she wasn't ready for it. Pig on the floor, and Vegas has recovered, and Keith Hack, wow, he is frustrated, and why not? Another turnover by his offense.
Right now, turnovers are -2 for the season. Hack is beside himself. Vanderl, I think the play was actually a Z slip screen. I think Harris got in the way of the snap to Heather Furr. It was supposed to be a screen pass. Harris came up, and the snap never got to Furr.
Either way, a really ugly play for Christelle Harris and the Chicago Bliss. Look at Keith Hack. He doesn't even want to talk to his player right now.
That's exactly what happened. She screwed up and went after the snap.
So Nikki Johnson in Las Vegas reclaim possession. Now they have a great chance to score before halftime. Johnson, the quarterback draw, big gain on the right side before being taken down by Tracy Barnes. Down to the 9-yard line.
That turnover might just be what the doctor ordered, Vanderl. Nikki Johnson, this is when she plays her best.
Johnson trying to line them up and spike the ball to stop the clock. And she does just that. Let's check in with Lisa Legan, who has an injury update on Danica Brace.
Thanks, Van Earl. Well, I just talked to Scott Artell, and it happens to be that Danica Brace has a sprained MCL and is not due to return to the game. Back to you guys.
That's not good, Vanderl. Danica Brace was one of the only ones making tackles for Las Vegas.
3rd and 2 for Vegas. Complete pass caught by Cassandra Strickland on the left side, and a gain of 5 yards down to the 4. Good enough for a first down. Less than a minute to go here in the first half, and Nikki Johnson has called timeout. When we come back, Johnson and the Las Vegas Sin, a chance to cut into Chicago's lead. What a great opportunity this is for Nikki Johnson and the Las Vegas Sin to get on the scoreboard one more time and cut into Chicago's lead before halftime.
Vanderl, this brings them right back in the game. I cannot believe Chicago turned the ball over again. This is what killed them against LA.
It's a 1st and goal for Vegas from the 4. The quick pitch to Carmen Bourseau, but a lot of Chicago players there to greet her. In fact, a loss of 2 yards. That backs them up to the 6-yard line, and the clock is ticking.
Vanderl, Vegas has to get the ball in the end zone. Nikki Johnson has to come up with something to get on the board.
2nd and goal for Las Vegas. Johnson in the shotgun formation takes the snap. Clock is ticking. This should be the final play of the first half. Johnson keeping the play alive, going to the end zone. Oh, in and out of the hands of Kelly Schrader. A great opportunity. Some good D at the last second by Chicago.
Nikki Johnson almost came up with an awesome play. She scrambled around, had no protection. She fired a bullet in the end zone. Kelly Schrader was there but couldn't come down with it. Almost points, but Vegas got nothing.
We've reached halftime. Chicago leads it 18-6 over Las Vegas. Welcome back to Chicago, where the Bliss are just rolling over the Sin right now. And despite moving the ball very well, Las Vegas is their own worst enemy, turning the ball over 2 times already.
Las Vegas was driving the ball in the first quarter, and they had a costly fumble on a reverse play. It completely took the wind out of their sails. You see right there, Yashi Rice. She scooped up the ball. She's been all over the field tonight. The Bliss aren't giving us any room for error, Van Earl.
So Chicago's defense playing very well, but the real story for them is the play of Chrisdell Harris. Already 78 yards of offense and 2 touchdowns.
Chrisdell, the Ferrari Harris, she's been spectacular as usual tonight. Blowing past defenders, stiff-arming linebackers, and finding pay dirt twice tonight, Van Earl. Vegas has had no answer for her, no answer at all. They need to find a way to stop Harris if they want to climb back in this game.
And the Vegas offense is struggling to find the end zone. Just 1 TD, courtesy of running back Carmen Berceau. They're going to need to find success through the air in order to keep up with Chicago in this second half.
Look at the halftime stats right there. Not a whole lot of difference in passing and rushing. The big thing is turnovers. Vegas has turned the ball over twice, which is killing them, Van Earl.
The second half action coming your way right after this. As both teams return to the field to get ready for the second half, Bobby, both clubs have made their share of mistakes, but Chicago has been able to take advantage. Heather Furr and the Chicago offense producing more points. Here's a look at the quarterback comparison.
If you look there, the big difference is the interception. That brings Nikki Johnson's rating down to 22.4. Heather Furr, on the other hand, has a touchdown and a 136 rating.
Let's check in with Lisa Ligon, who's with the quarterback for Vegas.
Thanks, Van Earl. I'm here with quarterback of the Sin, Nikki Johnson. Now, Nikki, what adjustments did y'all make at halftime? How do you plan on taking this game back over?
Really, it's just both sides of the ball got to play more aggressive. We have a lot of rookies on the team, so everybody's got their different style, so this isn't something we can't come back from. It's just we just got to be more aggressive on both sides of the ball.
Thanks, Nikki. Good luck. Back to you guys.
Nikki Johnson has the talent to bring Vegas back. The only thing, Van Earl, is they can't have these turnovers. I mean, early in the game, they had the fumble. At the end of the game, right in the first half right there, they couldn't get in for 6 before halftime. That would have brought them within a touchdown.
That was the real opportunity missed by Las Vegas right before halftime. Right now, Amber Wilson lining up for kicking duties for Las Vegas, booting it inside the 5, fielded by Shalina Taylor. Good room for running, and then taken down by Strickland and Golar. But still a return of 14 yards out to the 17-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Chicago from their own 17.
Shalina Taylor is a great return artist. Obviously, we saw her almost take one coast to coast. She had a great return right there also, Van Earl, 14 yards.
Chicago looking to enter the win column for the first time in this 2013 season. First down for them. The option and the pitch to Chrisdell Harris left side. Pickup of 5 yards before being shoved out of bounds by Palacios.
Ferrari Harris, she plays every play like it's her last. I'll tell you what, Van Earl, Maria Palacios is having a great game at corner. Number 2, she's small, but she has been in on a ton of tackles tonight.
Big option right, X reverse. Strong right, one more. Big option right, X reverse. On 1, ready?
There's the play call by Heather Furr for the Chicago offense, facing a 2nd and 5 from their own 22-yard line. Again, the option left side, and again, the pitch to Harris. More running room this time. Shoved out of bounds one more time by Palacios, but still able to pick up the first down for Chicago. The drive continues for Ferrari and the Bliss.
Great check off by Heather Furr. The call was for a reverse. She checked off. She saw the defense. She called a speed option left and got big yards. Great play by the quarterback.
Jenny Yukin. And the Vegas defense needs to step up here and slow down the Chicago offense. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap. Furr keeping it herself. Lots of running room left side. Big hit right over there in front of the wall. Taking on Schrader. Heather Furr able to pick up 8 yards on that first down play.
Heather Furr calling her own number, a quarterback draw. There's no corner out there. She saw that. She took the balls and easy yards out there. There's no corner.
Pickup of 8 yards for Heather Furr. 2nd and 2 for Chicago. Early on in the second half, Chicago leading by 12. Faking the pass and the handoff to Harris left side, going for the corner. She's in there. Touchdown, Chicago.
That was a championship drive by Chicago. Heather Furr looked like an O'Reilly veteran. Giving the ball to Harris, she's dancing. What a game by Harris. Here you go. Fake it right, come back to Harris around the left end. Great blocking outside. She didn't get hit until she got to the goal line. Chicago's looking like a championship team tonight.
Christelle Harris. Man, she is putting on a show tonight. She has just toted that pig so impressively, taking on any and all would-be tacklers, dragging them all over the field, showing the speed, showing the great vision, and now scoring her third touchdown of the game as Chicago lines up for the conversion. Again, they go to Harris, and she's able to get it in this time. The first successful conversion for either team in this football contest. It's now a 26-6 Chicago ball game.
Van Earl, you can't shine if you don't grind.
Las Vegas now trailing by 20 as we check in with Lisa Ligon, who is with the Rockstar.
Thanks, Van Earl. I'm here with Heather Furr. Now, Heather, you guys are playing within your scheme. No big turnovers so far. What's making this happen right now?
We just feel a lot more confident in our offense and with each other. I mean, we're confident with the ball. We're just moving it little by little and getting those big plays when we need them. It's awesome.
Thanks, Heather.
You're very welcome.
Back to you guys.
Van Earl, that's huge right there what Heather said. If you keep the ball, you keep possession, you don't turn it over, that's how you can run and make a championship run.
Great situation right now for the Chicago Bliss, winning and leading by 20 points early on in the second half. Tough challenge ahead for Las Vegas and Maddie McCoy. Let's see what Nikki Johnson and the Vegas offense can do on their first possession of the second half. Johnson with the quick pitch to Carmen Berceau, right side. Positive play, a gain of 6 yards out to the 16-yard line.
Nikki Johnson checked off to the same speed option right there. Carmen Berceau, she goes, she's the only shining light tonight for this in. Another 6 yards and a cloud of dust.
Good positive gain. It'll be a 2nd and 4 for Las Vegas. Johnson again lined up in the shotgun formation. Berceau in the backfield with her quarterback. Johnson looking for a receiver, scrambling around, good footwork, staying alive, looking like Fran Tarkenton, finds a receiver complete to Henderson. Stephanie Henderson, but a loss overall on the play of 3 yards as Furr and Barnes were there for the tackle.
Rockstar Heather Furr, she's just a monster on both sides of the ball, Van Earl.
Yeah! Yeah! Good one.
I love to watch her play defense just as much as I like to watch her play quarterback.
And she's coming up fast from her free safety position to make that tackle in the backfield of Las Vegas, resulting in a loss of 3 yards for Nikki Johnson and her team. Johnson taking the shotgun snap. Quick pass right side complete to Kelly Schrader. Look at her go down the right side inside the 10-yard line. Great run after the catch for Schrader.
Great call by Coach Cap and a great throw by Nikki Johnson. A quick screen to Schrader. She gets 2 blockers in front of her. She comes in, then turns out toward the sideline like a great runner. Tracy Barnes comes in. She tries to stiff on her, and Barnes throws her down. Great play for Vegas.
Big positive play for Vegas. You know they needed a jolt of positive energy like that. A gain of 30 yards on the play. Obviously a first down for Vegas. Kelly Schrader, the prime target for Nikki Johnson. She's already caught 4 balls. First and goal for the Sin from the 7. Johnson looking to keep it on the air attack, and she completes the pass to Strickland down to the 1-yard line.
We haven't heard much from Strickland. We thought she'd be the top receiver tonight. Just a hook pattern. She should have hooked in the end zone. It would have been a touchdown. She hooked up in front of the end zone, and they stopped her short.
Second and goal now for Las Vegas, trying to answer quickly Chicago's early score. They are on the doorstep, on the 1-yard line. The handoff to Berceau. She bulldozes her way into the end zone. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Vegas can score that quick. Great blocking up front by Stephanie Henderson. Just a full play by Berceau. That's what she does. She's like a bull. It's like, give me the ball, I'll run right over my center and get in the end zone.
Boy, did Las Vegas ever need that drive right there. Now they have some hope. After falling behind by 20 points, they're back on the board and now trailing by 14 as they line up for the conversion. Johnson taking the shotgun snap, looking to throw again, little curl pass route, but the Chicago defense is there to deny. The pass was complete to Schrader, but she could not get it into the end zone, so the score will remain 26-12 Chicago.
I don't know if that was legal, Vanderl. Actually looked like a little pick pattern, which a lot of teams like to do at the goal line, but held short from the extra point. But Vegas, without that turnover, and if they could have gotten the end zone at halftime, this would be a tight ball game right now.
But more importantly, Vegas defensively has got to step up. They really haven't shown any indication or any signs of slowing down Christelle Harris and the Chicago offense. Furr scrambling, a quick throw and caught over the middle on first down. Allie Alberts with the reception. Big gain of 13 yards. Chicago gets it out close to midfield to their own 23-yard line after the 13-yard gain.
Van Earl, a lot of people don't think that Heather Furr can throw the rock, but we watched her all Canadian League when she played in the LFL Canada. She can complete the ball right into triple coverage. Great throw by Furr.
We mentioned at the top of the broadcast this was going to be an offensive shootout. Right now, that is exactly what it is. Both ball clubs moving the football up and down the field. A first down for Heather Furr and Chicago. Shotgun snap, another pass, stretching to complete it, or catch it, I should say, is Allie Alberts. A gain of 4 yards, so another positive play for the Bliss.
I love the way Coach Hackett's calling the game plan right now. It's almost like Chip Kelly. Loosen up the defense, throw it a little bit, and then you got the Ferrari up the middle. Great play calling.
Final couple of minutes of this third quarter in Chicago. The home team leading by 14 and looking to add to that lead. Heather Furr sounded like she's ad-libbing a little bit in the huddle. We'll see what happens on this play. Handoff to Christelle Harris. Wow, immediately hit in the backfield, but that hardly slowed down. Number 13 in blue, she just kept on running.
Just incredible, Van Earl. And who hits her? Number 2, Maria Palacios. It's like Mighty Mouse coming up and trying to tackle Godzilla, but number 2's been all over the field tonight for Vegas.
7 yards on the run by Christelle Harris. Good enough for another first down. Chicago and Heather Furr continuing to move the football down the field against this Vegas defense that is not meeting the challenge. The option right side, the pitch to Christelle Harris. She dropped the ball again, rolled off the wall, is still running and getting it into the end zone. And the refs are signaling touchdown.
I don't know, Van Earl. I don't know. I think she was touched out of bounds. When she hits the wall by herself, she's not out. But I think Strickland came up and touched her while she was touching the wall. I don't think it should be a touchdown. Watch this, Van Earl. See, I think I'm right. Bad pitch by Heather Furr. Ball right there. She's in. She's in. She's touched right there. Should be out. Should not be a touchdown.
Again, the referees did not whistle the play dead until Harris got it into the end zone. They're taking another look because it has been challenged by Coach Jeremiah Captain. Keith Hack trying to keep his team focused. Here's the call by referee Tony Lombardo.
I can't believe it, Van Earl. Look at Coach Cap. He can't believe it. That's a home field call right there. I think she was out of bounds.
Home field call.
I'm just saying.
All right, here we go. Chicago lining up for the conversion. They're going for 2. Furr looking for a receiver, scrambling around. Oh, caught and complete to Di Silvestro, the center of all people.
Van Earl, I love this call by Coach Hack. He took this out of the playbook of Gilbert Brown, the head coach of Green Bay. The old center eligible. Di Silvestro, who knew she had these kind of hands? What a catch by the center.
No kidding, a great catch. And now Chicago leads it by 22, 34-12. Another tough situation for Nikki Johnson and Las Vegas as Yashi Rice and Chicago try to continue their domination in this home opener for the Chicago Bliss. Johnson taking the shotgun snap, looking left, finding a receiver. Met hard by Kim Perez. The pass was complete to Bourseau, but wow, Perez sent her backwards.
To influence the quarterback after somebody take her back. Out of the backfield, she hits Bourseau, but there's nobody taking the corner out of the play. Not a good play selection right there by Coach Cap.
Clock continuing to run. Final few seconds here of the third quarter. That should take us to the end of the period. Heather Furr and Chicago continuing to dominate the visitors from Las Vegas. They lead it 34-12. Hard to imagine anybody more intense than Chicago head coach Keith Hack. We got him wired up. Let's listen in.
That was a fucking touchdown. Motherfucker. Get your fucking hands out of your asses. This is extra points. God damn it. Fuck. God damn it. You gotta get that linebacker.
No, she's got the GM.
Oh yeah, that's right, that's right.
Let's go. Know your place.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Wow, Van Earl, thank God we're up here in the press box. I would not want to be on that sideline.
He is intense. Let's go down to Lisa Ligon, who has an injury update on Amber Wilson.
Thanks, Van Earl. Well, I just talked to the medical director, Scott Artell, and it happens that Amber Wilson, cornerback for Las Vegas Sen, is out with a dislocated shoulder, and she is not coming back. Back to you guys.
So the injuries are starting to accumulate for Las Vegas. Going to be a long, painful plane ride back home. 2nd and 8 for Nikki Johnson and the Sen. Johnson looking to the air again. Over the middle. Caught. Nice throw. No, dropped. Dropped by Bonkowski. It was right in her hands, but then she dropped it.
I think she got stripped by Chantel Taylor. Again, Nikki Johnson delivers a nice pass there, but Taylor comes up and strips the ball from her.
Now it'll be 3rd down and 8 to go for Nikki Johnson and Las Vegas. The quick pitch to number 9, Shrifa Miyahara. Good run. Her first run of this game. A gain of 13 yards down the left side and good enough for a first down for Vegas.
Van Earl, Miyahara has some skills. Watch her turn the corner. Watch that speed. She literally runs right through Heather Furr of all people. What a run. Wow, delivers the blow, Van Earl. What a run. She should have played the whole game.
Absolutely. Where's she been all football game for Las Vegas? Her first carry, and it's good for 13 yards. Now a first down for Vegas. From midfield, the shotgun snap to Nikki Johnson. Got some time. Now she's going to tuck and run. Right side, stiff arm. Helps her pick up 5 more yards. A total gain of 10 and good enough for another first down to the 15-yard line.
Van Earl, you can measure a girl's height, but you can't measure a girl's heart. Nikki Johnson has heart.
No doubt about that. We have seen plenty of examples of that huge heart for number 5 in white, both tonight and in plenty of other LFL games. It's a 1st and 10 for Vegas. The handoff again to Miyahara, this time the right side, and another strong run by number 9 in white, a gain of 8 yards down into the red zone, down to the 7-yard line.
Miyahara is showing Coach Cap that she deserves some more carries on this team. That's how you do it. You get in the game and you show what you can do. She's showing it, Van Earl.
Now a 2nd and 2 for Las Vegas. Johnson with the handoff again to Miyahara, this time left side, reaching for the end zone. Looks like she might be in there. No, stopped at the 1. They marked the ball at the 1-yard line, but another great run.
I love the way Miyahara runs. Miyahara is saying sayonara to Chicago's defense.
Got great forward lean, great speed, good vision. Down to the 1-yard line, but good enough for another first down, so a great situation for Vegas. 1st and goal, just 1 yard away.
Miyahara might have Coach Cap saying sayonara to Carmen Bourseau at running back. What a game so far.
Beautifully said, Bobby Huco. The snap, oh my! Miyahara, nowhere to go on that particular run. Stopped in the backfield by Chantel Taylor.
Wow, Chantel Taylor saying sayonara to Miyahara.
Chantel Taylor, 23 years of age, 5'9" and 140, and the Chicago native with a big play right there, dropping Miyahara for a loss of 3 yards. So it's 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line now for Las Vegas. Johnson looking to throw quickly, forced out of the pocket and taken down. Another loss, this time Allie Alberts with the big play defensively.
Van Earl, watch this form tackle by Allie Alberts. Out of the safety position, just destroys Nikki Johnson against the wall. Who would have thought she had a concussion in last game? She's making tackles like that.
And boy, did she close fast on Johnson on that tackle. That was impressive.
The only number one that hits like that is Liz Gorman. Wow, what a hit there by Allie Alberts.
So once again, Vegas finds themselves in great scoring position, but going the wrong way. Another loss. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. Johnson looking again to throw. Scrambling right side, throwing left side. Good play defensively by Kim Perez, knocking that ball away, intended for Kelly Schrader.
And again, Nikki Johnson look in the end zone. Kim Perez, I'll tell you what, Van Earl, this defense, they bend, but they don't break.
So it'll be a 4th and goal for Las Vegas. Chicago stepping up big right here these last few plays on the defensive side of the ball. Approaching the halfway mark of this 4th period in the Windy City. The home team leading by 22. Las Vegas trying to cut into that lead. Facing a 4th and goal from the 6. The pitch to Mayahara, trying to get it into the end zone, but denied at the doorstep. Could only get it down to the 1-yard line. Great defensive stand for Heather Furr and the Bliss as Mayahara and Las Vegas comes up empty, and the Chicago crowd loves that defense.
Big players make big plays at big times. Heather Furr coming up from safety, stopping that drive personally. I love the way she plays football on both sides of the ball, Van Earl.
She has been all over this football field, making plays throughout this contest, and of course, a big reason why Chicago is dominating right now, 34-12. You know they're going to take their time on the play calls, try to work as much of the clock with this big 22-point lead. The handoff to Christelle Harris. Lots of running room right side. Again, another first down pickup for the Chicago star running back.
When you have Ferrari Harris in the backfield and this new line for Chicago blocking the way they're blocking, you can't even run the clock down. They might score again, Van Earl.
They definitely might score again. Rough night for Las Vegas, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Christelle Harris, Van Earl, I got a feeling she's approaching one of the all-time best running games in the history of the LFL.
Now another first down for Heather Furr in Chicago. Keeping it on the ground, and why not? And again, why not put the ball in the belly of Christelle Harris, who picks up even more yards, an 8-yard gain this time, out to the 21-yard line.
Great blocking up front by Di Silvestro. I'll tell you what, Harris might become the MVP tonight, but that front line is having a hell of a game.
Absolutely, they are the unsung heroes up front, and let's hope Christelle Harris realizes just how helpful those blockers have been for her great game running the football. 2nd and 2 for Chicago. Trying to run this clock. Again, they hand it off to Harris, left side. She's happy to tote the pig all night long. Taken down by Strickland, but not before picking up 14 more big yards.
This Vegas defense wants nothing to do with Ferrari Harris. She is personally destroying the entire Vegas defense. I'll tell you what, the Vegas offense isn't bad, but this defense, there's nothing there.
Chicago cruising. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in the Windy City, and the home team leading by 22. LFL fans, join us next week in Green Bay as Kerry James and the Minnesota Valkyrie travel to Titletown to take on Ann, Showtime, Erler, and the Green Bay Chill. Catch all the action in HD 1 week from tonight on LFL Saturday Night Football. That is going to be a great game in Green Bay as the Minnesota Valkyrie come in to take on the Chill. Let's check in with Lisa Liggett, who is with Cassandra Strickland.
Thanks, Van Earl. Now, Cassandra, were you expecting to struggle like this on your opening game?
Man, I didn't really know what to expect. We have a lot of rookies, so we had a whole new team coming in. I honestly think it's just like jitters, like people not understanding where to go. We gotta show up, we gotta show out, we gotta finish this up right now. We gotta get another score in there.
Thanks, Cassandra. Back to you guys.
Strickland hit the nail on the head, Van Earl. On defense, a lot of new players, but a lot of mistakes they're going to have to correct.
And And they really did not show up so much tonight, but boy, did Chicago, and did their running back, Christel Ferrari-Harris, just announced as the game MVP. 17 carries for 141 yards and 4 scores.
Van Earl, one of the best running back performances of all time in the LFL. I can't believe it, 141 yards.
That is outstanding, and she has been so much fun to watch. Not only her speed and her cutting ability, but just the strength to carry those defenders up and down this football field. It's a 1st and 10 for Chicago. Fern looking to throw, scrambling around, trying to chew up some clock, and completing the pass to Jamie Barwick. No gain, though, so right back to the original line of scrimmage at the 15-yard line.
I don't know if Coach Hack was trying to kill the clock. I think he's trying to score more points just in case they get back in the playoff hunt, which it looks like they are going to be back.
Right there, Heather Furr making it clear to her teammates she's just going to take a knee and run out the clock. They lead it by 22, 34 to 12. And that's exactly what happens. So Chicago will improve to 1-1 after this very impressive victory over the visitors from Las Vegas. Here's a look at Chicago's remaining schedule, Bobby.
They have a big game against Minnesota July 26th, and then at Green Bay August 10th. That could decide the Midwest Division.
And Bobby, 3 more games for Las Vegas.
Las Vegas has 2 home games against Green Bay and Seattle, but the big one is at Los Angeles June 29th. It marks the LFL's 100th game, Van Earl.
That is going to be a big celebration, no doubt about it. Final seconds of the contest. Another knee taken by Chicago quarterback Heather Furr. And that will probably do it as they'll just let the clock run out. Really impressive victory for Chicago tonight.
Van Earl, Chicago proved that they don't fumble the football or turn it over. They can play with anybody in the LFL. Without turnovers, they might have won the LA game.
Well, they certainly turned in an impressive performance tonight. Las Vegas certainly not up to the challenge, especially defensively. Heather Furr and the Chicago offense really dominating, and now as they count down the final seconds, celebrate their first victory of 2013. Going to be a long plane ride for Carmen Borso and the Las Vegas Sin. Let's send it down to Lisa Liggett.
Thanks, Van Earl. I'm here with 2 people. I think they're ready to celebrate now, Coach. First win, big win. How you feeling right now?
I feel great. I feel great. You know, this is just what we've been practicing so hard for. It wasn't perfect. Just how we scripted it, just game planned it perfectly. Just fantastic.
Congrats to you.
Can I ask a question? Coach, how was my throwing consistency this game? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, how was your throwing consistency? Let's talk about that.
I felt really strong. I know I take a lot of chances that he doesn't like, but, you know, when they end up in our players' hands, that's what I'm worried about, and that's what happened. So I'm going to go celebrate this win.
I think she's already getting cocky. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations to you. Back to you guys.
Van Earl, I thought her throwing was great. She throws it up a lot, but she makes big plays and they win ball games.
Chicago celebrates a 34-12 victory over Las Vegas to improve to 1-1 on the season. For Bobby Huco and Lisa Liggett, I'm Van Earl Wright. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on LFL Saturday Night Football.